Yo, this your boy Papa Fisco G. For you guys in the video. I'm just over here, man. Just minding my business. Before we head out, just gotta drop something. I don't really care if anybody come on or no. It's all good, bro. But I just realized, bro, no shortcuts, man. I mean, I always known this, but you always gotta remind yourself that you really can't take shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. I mean, get me wrong. I mean, there's things that look like shortcuts, but really, are they shortcuts? Not sure. But all I'm just here to tell you, bro, shortcuts take you farther back in life, man. Sometimes you gotta do it the hard way, bro. You know, just like when people try to unalive themselves. R.I.P. to the people that did, but you end up having to come back. It's like you can't take yourself out, bro. You gotta, you know what I mean? You can't give up because it's like that's a shortcut. You can't scheme. You can't go try to trick off and try to get some quick and try to like avoid love rather than getting love the regular way, right? You go trick off, bro. Bro, don't do that, bro. Don't do it because you're going to end up taking yourself further back. You might as well go the other route and get it the regular way because at least it's going to stay and at least you're not going to hurt yourself in the process. It may take a second. It may take some refinement. It may take some shedding and letting go. But at least you have a way to get back. Taking that shortcut, sometimes that shortcut not there. Sometimes you take a shortcut and there's a no trespassing lane. Next time you try to go take a shortcut and the authorities see you, well, that's your ass. If they want to get on that with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you hop on a barbed wire fence, but it's a shortcut though. But it's like you're getting hurt in the process of trying to get there. Sometimes it's good to just go the long way, man. Sometimes in life you just go the long way. That's what I'm realizing, man. Sometimes you just gotta go the long way in life, man. There's just no shortcuts in life, bro. Yeah, and the people that do, they end up going further behind than where they started. The life has a way of showing like this ain't the way to go, and there's people that's been living a certain life up until now, and maybe even in the future for a little bit. But life has a way of showing you that's not the way to go. I don't care how big the ivory tower is. And these people are the king and queens of shortcuts. And I'm not gonna speak too much on who these people is. It's just time will tell itself on who these people are. You know what I mean? How these people gonna come out? Time will tell. You know, time will tell who these people are. But even these people, like, yeah, it looked like you got somewhere with those shortcuts, but ultimately you end up coming back to where you were even further back in life. So I'm just a reminder, bro. Sometimes you got to get things the hard way. That's what I'm realizing. Like I can't take no shortcuts in life, you know, because like especially when you one of the chosen. Like I don't want to be that dude, bro, and try to glaze myself. But you know, God's children, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. and you over there trying to like, there's a path for you. You over there trying to forget the path, like you know who you are, but it's like just by you taking a shortcut, you act like you can't do something. Like, wait a minute, that's not a good take. It's like who you forget who you are to where you can forget who you are because you're not operating in a certain way. Like, yeah, bro, you have the wherewithal to get through things. So that's why you got to take that certain route because your greatness, your path ain't like everybody else's. So yeah, somebody else may be able to do that, but that don't mean you can. And that's the sad part when you sharing a little bit. That when you seeing other people do things, and it's like, damn, that looks fun. Are you over there? Are you over there like fuck? But they're over there telling you you can't do it. But it's like, you know what I mean? What are you gonna do when the divide is over there screaming at you like, "Yo, I'm sorry, but we got we got this for you." But you like, dude, fuck that. I understand, man, but it just eventually either you have time to get back on the path or it's too late. But shortcuts don't get you nowhere in life, man. Shortcuts don't get you nowhere in life. Sometimes you gotta take the hard path, bro. Sometimes you gotta take the hard path, and it is what it is, man. I learned that it is what it is. I The hard path is hard, but at least I can sleep at night knowing I'm not fucking myself over or nobody else over. Yeah, it could be a little difficult, but at least I'm not. At least I don't have no karma fucking nobody over. You know what I mean? I'm not out here fucking nobody over to get ahead. You know what I mean? And I'm not fucking myself up to get ahead. So I'll give myself that. It'd be times where I'm like, dude, I'll get tired of it. And it'd be times I'm like, dude, I just wanna like, yo, what is this for? But at the end of the day, I mean, I get it. It's just a little period, a muggy period right now, but it's not gonna be like that all the time. But it's a little muggy, and if it's muggy, it could just fuck your dreams up, bro. Because I know how life gets. It's just certain parts of life you could be good to a certain point where you just kind of crash out, and then you just like, dude, I just want to say fuck it and do it this way. I get it, bro. But those are just It's just tests from the devil, bro. You just gotta lock in, man. You just gotta lock in. And just keep going, bro. I know it sucks to hear that, but it's like, yo, what they say, heavy is the head over the crown. And sometimes when you take the narrow path, bro, it's like that, especially when you're going on your own route. It is going to be a little turbulent, bro, but you'll get through it. Because I'm looking at the other routes, I'm like, it's going to end up taking me further back if I go that route. So I can't even go that route. I have to go the route that they gave me, and that road is unknown and it's long, but still I know how to take it. Confirmation. I still know how to get there though, even though it takes me a long fucking time, bro. Even when times I'm just like, fuck it. But at least I know where I'm going. At least I know where I'm going. I, and when you pissed off, you feel like you don't know where you're going. You're just mad or you're angry. You're forgetting the progress that you made. I get it. And then you're like, man, I gotta do some bullshit to get ahead. I gotta do this to get ahead. But really, you don't. You're forgetting who you are and the progress that you made. You wouldn't even think like that if you seen it as a cup half full rather than a cup half empty. I know it's just like you just gotta trot forward and just I know like clean that stagnant energy up. Do not sit in it because the more you sit in it, the more you're gonna try to fix the situation that can't be fixed by shortcuts. So the best way, man, is to just man, like love yourself. Just be like, man, I love you. Best thing you can do is give yourself compassion and give yourself. And when you just start saying, I love myself, you're gonna give yourself grace. You're gonna be like, man, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I can't act like, I can't force things to happen how I want it. As long as you're doing your best, you're putting your front foot forward, and you're not forgetting about the great mother and your spiritual team, you're good. Sometimes you just gotta like take a seat back and just look how far you came. You gotta really like look, like, wait a minute. I think I'm being a little too hard on myself, or I'm being a little too impatient to where I'm not making the right decisions. Best way to do that, because it's like, yo, the path that you got, you may not know when, but at least you know where you're going because you've been on that path. You know, taking these other roads, that taking these other routes, but you will end up going on a whole new direction, and that's not for the best. And then it may take you further back than where you were trying to go. Just for an example, you have you let's say you're in South America. Let's say you're in Bolivia. You're in Bolivia, right? And you got a papaya. You got like 3 acres of land. You got papaya, bananas, guava, and you make smoothies. You make smoothies and shit. You get your ice fresh, filtered ice, and you make smoothies. And you go to the tourist spot in Bolivia because you're fortunate enough to be 2 miles from the tourist spot, and you set up shop. You know, it may take you, it may take a whole day. Some days on a good day you make $150, but some days you only make 50. Some days you only make 30. But you at least you know what you get, and at least you know it's stable because you always making money. Somebody's always buying you drinks. Somebody's always buying you something. Some days you make 30, some days you make 150, some days you make 100. Who knows? It's in that area, on that ballpark. You at least making a month about 800, at least 800, at least off of your smoothie thing. But then it gets to a rough patch. It gets to a rough patch. You still bringing that in, but you that rough patch hitting. Well, you saying like, damn, I only made $30. This is about this the third, fourth day. I only made $30, $40, and I'm bringing all this shit, and you know a way to go get some money. Like, you know, some tourists might need some drugs, and you know where to get them. And it's not like weed. This is some other shit. Let's just say it's that other bullshit. That snow. That snow, right? And you know where to get it. Bing, bada, boom. And let's just say you go over there and you start to do it. It start to look like it coming. Next thing you know, you stop doing the your smoothie business. You start smelling your fruit smoothies, and you rely on that. Next thing you know, next thing you know, you get your door kicked in by the SWAT. You didn't know that was on you. Now you got 30 years from trying to take a shortcut to something you were already getting that was stable. You may not know when it was coming, but you was getting there, and you just shut it all down to the shit because you wanted to take a shortcut, something that didn't have no purpose, meaningless. It was meaningless to go after that, but you went after that shortcut because you thought you could get to where you wanted to go faster. But you got to think you're not getting there. That's a whole nother path. That's not the same path you took because that shortcut is not aligned to the path that you want. So therefore, you're gonna end up being somewhere else. For example, that you selling that snow, now you in prison for 30 years. You were selling about 2 keys a month. Let's say that nigga out there selling 2 keys a month. He's about making what, 100 grand? He's making 100 grand. But still, you are making $800 at least. I say on a good month you make 3, 4 thousand off of making smoothies, cause it just be like that. But but over there you making 100, you making about 100K a month. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know prices of that stuff. But I don't deal dibble and dabble. I don't know. But let's just say you getting keys for, like, you making money on your shit, and you just give it all away. Yeah. It's like that other path having integrity. You just care about fast cash. You just care about getting it off. You just care about that dollar. You just lose it. All because you were impatient, all because you wanted to take a shortcut. So yeah, sometimes shortcuts can take you further back in life, bro. Most definitely. You just want to be careful, man. Really rethink things in life. Don't just be doing shit because you're trying to get by, bro. Because you might take 10 steps further back than where you were. Yeah, you might take 10 steps back further than where you were, man. And just be like that, bro. You just gotta like. Sometimes you gotta stay on that path less traveled, bro. And I know it can go hard because, bro, you're talking to the guy that's been on his path for a minute, bro. I've been on this shit for a grip, and there's things I kind of had to do and I didn't want to do. There's things that I had to do, like it. Yeah, bro. There's things I had to do, and I'm like, yo, that'll make it even harder if I do that. But I'm like, damn it, I kind of have to do it, bro, because yeah, because the other stuff would take me further back. It fucking sucks, but it was the truth. I'm like, yo, if I do that, I'm gonna go further back in life. I had to let it all go because I had to get forward, even though shit was woof. But I'm like, bro, I had to let that go because if I didn't let it go, I would have ended up finding myself further back in that state, playing catch up. I'm like, bro, I just gotta say, effort. I just gotta say effort, and then a few times I'm like, man, and I just kept at it. But it be them times where I'm like, it be them times, dog. It be them times where you just like, yo, you feel me? But I'm like, it ain't gonna get you nowhere, bro. It fucking sucks. But I don't think it's gonna get you nowhere. It's not gonna get us nowhere. It's like we gotta do it the hard way. We gotta do it the hard way. Like you know what I'm saying? The way that we gotta do it that other way, if you know what I'm saying. The road less traveled. We gotta take the road less traveled. Yeah, man. It's like, yeah, bro, you gotta take that path they gave you, bro. They gave us a path to take. We gotta take it. I ain't got too much to say, man. I don't want to be draining myself, but that's about it, man. That's your boy. I'm out. Peace.